With hundreds of years of historical precedent and a current economical relevancy that cannot be understated, it's no surprise that energy production and the oil and gas industries are considered the backbone of America. In fact, in the Gulf of Mexico alone, offshore oil facilities constitute over 17% of the crude oil production in the United States. However, as the industry continues to provide incomparable resources and millions of jobs across the nation, an age of environmental consciousness has created a social and political chasm that continues to permeate the news cycle. But for those who live and work in coastal communities, industrial growth and environmental sustainability are actually inextricably linked.
Where we sit immediately on the Gulf of Mexico at the mouth of Bahia Lafourche, our port, what we do is critically important in servicing our nation's energy security, allowing American energy to produce for itself. And now where we sit today, being the largest producer of oil in the world, is critically important for our future. At the same time, it's washing away because of the coastal land loss issue that we have, the fact that we live on a delta that was built by the Mississippi River and it's not being renourished. We have a sediment problem, so what we need to do for the future is protect the assets that we have along Louisiana's working coast and rebuild it, utilizing whatever sediment we can find.
The U.S. Gulf of Mexico has been a heartland for U.S. energy production for decades, providing the energy that we need as a nation to be developed, to grow, to do what we need to do. In Louisiana, we have a working coast, and for the oil industry, we live, we work, and we play in the same places that we have this vital resource that we call the coast of Louisiana. So it's very important that we partner with places like Port Fourchon to make sure that that coast is resilient and can be there for future generations.
In August of 2005, Hurricanes Katrina and Rita hit. So that was a game changer for us. We had to have protection together with restoration, but also we had to be able to make sure this remained a working coast. And so how do we make sure that we are taking care of our coast from top to bottom, that we're restoring and protecting it, but still allowing people to work here and enjoy their natural resources?
Here in Port Fourchon, Louisiana, industry and sustainability have found a way to coexist through the efforts of the Greater Lafourche Port Commission by creating the infrastructure for continued growth within the energy industry, along with wetland restoration efforts and smart building technologies. Port Fourchon is a shining example of smart and sustainable economic development.
For us to be able to live here, we have to have jobs, we have to have a tax base. That's what this industry helps us to provide, and we're on our way to helping the industry, helping us to protect ourselves as well and rebuild that coast. The people here understand that we have jobs, we have to go to work, want to enjoy the land for years to come, so we have to protect it.
The Barataria-Terrebonne National Estuary Program and Port Fourchon have been partners in coastal restoration for many years. When the port realized that they were going to have additional sediment, they decided to go above and beyond their mitigation requirements and built a beautiful cheniere, an abandoned ridge, and worked with the National Estuary Program to decide what were the best plants to put there so that they could be creating habitat for migratory birds and butterflies and all the things that are important to the estuary.
A lot of people think that oil and gas is a dirty business, it's an old business, but it's actually a business that has a lot of technology and a lot of pride. The women and men who go offshore every day and work in the Gulf of Mexico, they really want to make sure what they do has a greater impact on society, but also on the environment.
People like me and all of my friends and the people I work with, they live here, they work here, they play here, they hunt, they fish, they hydroslide after school. They understand what Louisiana's natural resources are. They do that on the weekends, and they go to work for Shell, Chevron, BP. They do that during the week. So it doesn't seem like those two things go together, but really if you're from here, you understand that that's kind of in our DNA.
Port Fourchon serves as an irreplaceable hub for energy production within the Gulf and provides an infrastructure that allows business to grow and the environment to thrive.
Because of where we're located centrally in the Gulf of Mexico, it became that location over the years that more often than not companies would choose to consolidate their assets to service the oil and gas industry. That's what has brought us together to be that premier oil and gas service port for our country and servicing upwards of 16% of the nation's oil supply.
So we have a great Louisiana State Master Plan for restoration activities, but our oil and gas partners also have plans to grow our energy independence. That requires a partnership, and the port is sort of the place where that partnership happens, where we can get ecology, protecting the infrastructure, and we can get business and industry the goods and services that they need.
Fourchon has been a leader not just in industry, but for environmental reasons as well. They did environmental work before environmental work was cool. They were some of those industry executives that said, listen, this environment is as important to us as the industry here, and without even being told, they went above and beyond to make sure that the area that they're working in was sustainable as well, and that has continued, and it's been several decades now, and they've continued that management, and they've set the example for other port commissions, not just here in Louisiana, but across the nation, to make sure that they're thinking comprehensively about how this will interact with the environment and how it interacts with their business.
We take our job seriously. We want to do everything we can to continue to provide for our community for years to come, for my children, my grandchildren, hopefully one day, and for future generations. If we all work together like we're doing now, we can certainly make that happen.
To learn more about Port Fourchon, please visit portfourchon.com.